Of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Grindr's exclusive pre-White House Correspondents' Dinner Party becomes DC's hottest invite, spotlighting queer influence as LGBTQ rights face renewed attacks under the Trump administration.
Australia lifts restrictions on LGBTQ plus blood donors, allowing monogamous gay and trans individuals to donate. The inclusive policy could add 20,000 donors, marking a major LGBTQ equality milestone.
A federal judge has struck down a policy targeting gender-affirming care, ruling the Kennedy Declaration unlawful and harmful.
A gay college athlete's celebrations get him noticed, and the game's announcer calls for violence.
Caitlyn Jenner criticizes a Trump-era passport policy limiting gender markers, calling it harmful to travel. This once again brings out growing divides within the Republican Party over transgender rights.
All this important LGBTQ plus news and a whole lot more this evening on Queer News Tonight. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily news television show, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified the Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached over 12 million views.
We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ plus brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in our rainbow family.
There is no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
It is Monday, April 20th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we will tell this evening on Queer News Tonight. While we mark the beginning of Lesbian Visibility Week. Be nice to me, be nice to me. Celebrating the voices, stories, and impact of lesbian women in our community. We see you, we honor you, and we amplify you.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but created for the LGBTQ community.
Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our very diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2026, our magazine is celebrating 41 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 14,000 LGBTQ television stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ evening events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fest. Our magazine events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2026, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this very table and share their voice as our anchors. Together, we host a show to support the LGBTQ plus community. Let's meet this evening's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table anchor Edward Otto Zielke, an accomplished brand influence and marketing leader with a dynamic background in financial services and travel marketing. Edward currently serves as the Director of Marketing and Sponsorship for the world-famous Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida. Yes, he does. He also serves on the Gala Chorus's Communications Committee. Edward, this Pride, GMCSF brings Invincible to Fort Lauderdale. I started seeing the flyers and they look amazing. Tell us what's happening out.
Yeah, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida presents Invincible on Friday, June 19th at 8 p.m. at the Alreen Theater, Broward Center for the Performing Arts in Fort Lauderdale. This powerful world premiere answers the silence left by the Pulse tragedy with music, remembrance, and resilience. Led by artistic director Gabe Salazar, the performance features more than 200 voices from the Orlando Gay Men's Chorus, the Gay Men's Chorus of Tampa Bay, and the Miami Gay Chorus, marking Florida's largest queer choral gathering. The Symphony of the America provides orchestra support alongside acclaimed soloists from Seraphic Fire. The second half of Invincible rises into a celebration of strength and joy, featuring anthems like Roar, Stand Up, Lift Every Voice and Sing, and Freedom that speak directly to the resilience of the LGBTQ plus community. Anchored by the concert's title song, Invincible, made famous by Kelly Clarkson, this powerful set reminds audiences that our community has faced hatred, fought for equality, and emerged stronger. Experience a moving tribute to love, loss, and unity. Tickets and more information are available at gmcsf.org. I do want to talk a little bit about the commission piece that's being written. It's called Amor Eterno. It's a requiem that's being written on behalf of for Philz. An LA-based composer, Sandra Choi, is composing this for us. I've heard it's a 7-movement piece, and it's so beautiful. It takes us on a little bit of a journey. There's sections called How Beautiful Is Our Morning, where it traces the journey from grief into grace. And you'll hear things like Always Belong to the Dance, where it reclaims the joy of that Latin night specifically, and how resilient we were and how happy we were. So it's really going to take us on such a wonderful journty. Like you always do, by the way. Thank you. And then the second half, it'll be just uplifting songs. You'll hear the song from Freedom. Beyonce made that famous. Katy Perry's Roar, like I said. So it'll be some really good, things to walk out. It's also on Juneteenth as well. So we'll be doing a couple pieces related to that as well.
I love that.
It's a real exciting concert.
It's a really exciting collaboration you have there of the different groups. Miami Gay Chorus, Tampa, the others. So that's a really great. I think it's fantastic.
You got me.
And please go, Dino.
You got me at Kelly Clarkson.
Well, he's like the super fan. And so, piggybacking over that, that's an incredible song, right? But I got to mention Pat Benatar's Invincible. That is an incredible song.
That is
there a mashup or something? There's got to be like a mashup or something.
Gabe is also a Kelly Clarkson fan as well. So that Invincible really spoke to him as well. But I'm actually a Pat Benatar fan. So maybe I can kind of convince them on that to actually be a part of that. But you were actually at one of the press conferences and actually got to meet the composer, Sandra Choi.
Oh, I did. Sandra was amazing, and he was very gracious. He sat down with me and our colleague Steve Rothaus for an interview right here at Sunshine Cathedral before the chorus sat down to start rehearsing it for the very first time. And I got to hear a little bit of that, and it's amazing. I don't know a lot about music, but I know that requiems are incredibly intricate, incredibly difficult to sing. And Sandra's story, for such a young man, he has such a great story to tell. Like I said, I interviewed him, and I'll be coming out with more of that on Greater Wilton Manors as we get a little closer. We're still 2 months out from the show, so I will start performing that. But he is worth listening to. He really is.
Yes, I love that. And he's going to be back in town probably in June just to help with this too. So I hope you all get a chance to meet him. He really is a wonderful asset to, LGBTQ plus choral music.
I love that. You mentioned Gabe. Right? And we're sending him well wishes and healing vibes. He had a surgery a couple of months back and he's still recovering. Will this be his time back, or will we see him before then?
I definitely think you'll see him before that. He's already, done a couple of gigs already. So he's working in very closely. It's just to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself. It's affecting his conducting hands. So, he's got to make sure that, that he's following doctor's orders and his recovery, for that. So, yes, we definitely want him to be conducting this concert. But artistically, he's the force behind it. So he's always got he's always got the pieces going around in his brain, trying to figure out how the story is going to be told. So whether or not he's up there conducting will to be seen, but we are hoping for the best. I think he's going to be there.
He's still there.
Plus, he's also invincible himself.
Oh, yes,
so, I think he's definitely going to make it.
Yes, you are. And Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you all at GMCSF's Invincible on June 19th. Let's welcome back to the table anchor Dale Stine. He's a celebrator photographer in the LGBTQ plus community. He's a director of music ministry at the famous Unity on the Bay and a moderator of Miami Gay List on Facebook and Queer List Official on Instagram. Welcome back to the table, Dale.
It's great to be here again. I was here last week, so I feel like I'm a regular again.
Well, you are a regular. I'm going to put your name on that seat.
This is in my 5th year. How long have we been doing this show? 5
This is
years?
our 6th year.
I see. I've been 5 at least something. Yes, it's kind of.
Which
great.
year was the best?
Which year?
When I started lead anchoring. That's it. That's your answer.
Right. What FayWhat said.
Great question.
Dale, thank you so much for being back at the table at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor John Hayden. He's a journalist for 31 years. He now focuses on hyper-local reporting, covering LGBTQ plus issues, Wilton Manors, Lauderdale by the Sea, Fort Lauderdale, and Oakland Park. You can see all his reports at Greater Wilton Manors on YouTube and Facebook, as well as in the New Pelican, OutClick, Out South Florida, and once again right here at the table at Queer News Tonight. We're so happy to have you. Welcome back to the show.
Oh,
John.
I'm so happy to be here. So much going on.
You've been so busy.
I have been. But today's a very special day. It is April 20th, or as my calendar says, 420. So I'll just quote my girl, MIA. I fly like paper, get high like planes. Back to you, Faye.
You should have told me you were going to sing. Thank you, John Hayden, for being back at the table at Queer News Tonight. None of us know about that 420 stuff. John, let's welcome back to the table my favorite Venezuelan. His name is Dino Mosquera. He joined the Miami Gay and Lesbian Film Festival in the late 90s and now serves as the OUTshine Film Festival's board of directors. Dino, OUTshine LGBTQ plus Film Festival is returning for its spring edition. I can't believe it. On April 23rd. Tell us what's happening out.
Yes, the 28th annual OUTshine LGBTQ plus Film Festival Spring Edition is coming to South Florida from April 23rd through May 10th. This will be the 45th festival edition and will showcase 60 plus new LGBTQ plus films from around the world, bringing together filmmakers, audiences, and community. Attendees can enjoy in-person screenings across South Florida, while OUTshine at Home will run from May 4th through the 10th, offering virtual access for Florida residents. More details are available on outshinespring2026.eventive.org. Yes, it's just, we are getting ready. It's Thursday at the Miami Beach Botanical Garden in Miami Beach.
Beautiful space.
Yeah, gorgeous, across the street from the Miami Beach Convention Center. The dinner is the film. It's a fantastic La Cena.
Right out of Spain.
Right from Spain, a fantastic film. We have a bunch of great films, award winners that are in the program. We have a centerpiece at the Quebec Center in Little Havana, and then we come to Fort Lauderdale for the last weekend. We're gonna be here at the Gateway and the Savor. We're closing on the May 3rd here at the Savor. We're going to have a block party outside the Savor on May 3rd. And We'll Find Happiness is the closing film here. So I hope people come and participate. It's a community effort. So what's better than culture and community?
100%.
So
And our stories, So watch the FayWhat show tomorrow, because me and Dino Mosquera went through a lot of the Spanish films. We also went off on tangents and started talking about all other films because it's just us. You know what I mean? It's just us.
Yeah.
But one of the movies that I really want to touch on is I Know Who My God Is. Okay, so that's coming up, and that's happening on the 28th, and that's at Savor.
that's at the Gateway.
That's at Gateway. It's at Gateway, okay? And so a lot of our figures in our community are in this documentary. Velvet Lenore, Cal Gajraj,
Nice.
Claudia Castillo, a bunch of other people. And it's basically about religion, Cal was raised Muslim, and, his struggles with that, Velvet being being born a black male in a community and a household that was very religious, right? And I can go on and on. Everybody's got their religious story. doesn't matter if you were raised in it or not, it's around you, you know? So to see this movie that really focuses on that was incredible. And so kudos to OUTshine for representing all the letters and everything in between and all our issues.
No, yes, that is a day that we're dedicating to South Florida filmmakers. So, you know.
I'm so glad that the program, you see it in two different cities. You have one in Miami and one in Fort Lauderdale. For some of us that, don't like to drive so the length of down or up from Miami.
No, and it's a great opportunity.
12 miles, folks. It's 12 miles.
It doesn't take 12 minutes.
No, this
a half hour.
It doesn't take 12 minutes.
I was talking with Luis Rodriguez, and I didn't realize you're back in Tower Theater, and I just love the Tower Theater.
The Tower is coming,
and I love that theater, and I'm so happy that it came back because it was closed for a while.
Well, it was politically entangled in the Miami politics. So, but it's back with the Miami-Dade College. So there's going to be a lot of more programming coming out of there, and we love the Tower Theater.
We can't wait. So. Tell our folks again what website to go to for info and.
You can go also to OUTshineFilm.com. The program is there. You can buy your tickets, and it will, it's electronics. You don't have to, get the mail tickets. So you can go there. The whole program, all the highlights, the parties that come with some of these films. We have a party for the opening.
We have a party for the closing. We have a party for the center one. We have a party for the girls. We have a party for the shorts.
Yes.
They have like 6 parties going on. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And each one better than the last.
Yeah,
that's how it's all about.
Some great films with great parties associated. A Latin spotlight film, a male and a female party at the Silver Spot in downtown Miami. One here in Fort Lauderdale the following weekend with a film, a great film with Luke McFarlane and Shangela. Is in the film too.
See, me and Dale have gone to your after parties after, and they've always had like yummy food, great drinks. Like amazing.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be great, and it's an opportunity to not only discuss the film, but reconnect with your friends. I mean,
community.
Yeah, community. That's all it's all about.
Listen, and you might even find your boo. Okay, I was telling Dino off camera. I mean, I know 3 different couples that have met at OUTshine and are still together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of my lesbian friends, she met her wife there 20-some years ago.
You see? She didn't even bring a U-Haul. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the OUTshine LGBTQ+ Film Festival on April 23rd.
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the Hotspots Happening Out's The FayWhat Show. Faye, Benedict Cork will be live in Wilton Manors for a one-night exclusive preview on May 15th. Tell us what's happening out.
Well, British singer-songwriter Benedict Cork returns to Wilton Manors for one night only performance on May 15th at 8 p.m. at the Grey Box Theater. This intimate event offers an exclusive first listen to music from Cork's upcoming sophomore album, performed live with a full band. Known for his soulful voice and jazz-infused storytelling, Cork brings a deeper, more dynamic sound to this immersive experience. Having toured with global acts like shared stages with legends, Cork's return marks a special moment for South Florida audiences. The event is presented by Harmony Waves. More details at harmonywaves.org. So I hosted Rock the Block a couple of years ago in its inaugural Rock the Block, and Benedict Cork was the headliner, right? Oh, yeah. And he was the second headliner because we also had David Archuleta together, right? This man blew my mind. I mean, he's British, he's adorable, he is so talented, but his songs are catchy. Like, I'm one of those people that unless I hear a song a million times, I don't gravitate towards it, right? And with him, I heard a song once or twice and I was like, who is that? I gotta, and the fact that he did so many covers that I loved, especially from the Go-Go's and Belinda Carlisle, who I adore. Like, I was just like, yes, I was blown away by his voice, by just his humility, about how sweet he is. And, he's just a gay boy journeying through life, and his songs are about that, after a couple tequilas, I didn't hear from you for days. Right when I needed you. Like, these are words that we've all lived by, or had somebody that was in our lives that made us that crazy, just his songs are riveting, and I can't wait to go back and see him again now at the Grey Box in this kind of intimate affair, where you're able to talk to him and he's able to talk back. I'm all about it. May 15th, get your tickets.
Yeah. I also love his videos because he's storytelling romantic storytelling or whatever storytelling like regular people, showing that we are LGBTQ plus and we're just like normal people.
Yeah.
Well, we're not just like normal.
I mean, well, actually, no, we're not. Please God, don't let me be normal. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know, when he was here a couple of years ago, it was right before he had released a single, and it was right before he dropped his EP, right? He's getting ready to drop his second one.
Yes.
And I got to have a conversation with him. He was on his balcony in the middle of downtown London. It was so cool. But and we talk about his musical growth, and it's amazing, like you said, how much you can go change and grow from one year to the next. And so I'm telling you, you're going to want to go to this show. You're going to, can I save you a seat next to me?
Hell yeah. I'll sit
All
with
right.
you, of course. We'll both be drooling over Benedict.
Oh, yeah.
Giving a shout out to the Gray Box Theater and Harmony Waves.
Waves.
They're bringing in so many LGBTQ plus music performers, and
Yes.
it's so great to see that you're getting like headliners, but you're getting people that are just starting out in their careers and different storytelling, and it's just so wonderful to see. So it's
Hats
fabulous.
off to them
Yeah,
for
hats
that,
off.
right? And we forget here in the U.S. that there are stars who are globally, right, accepted and super popular, and they just haven't hit here yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So he has sold out stadiums, okay, in the UK, and here we get to see him this intimately.
Yeah.
So, big shout out going to Harmony Waves, to Gary Van Horn, to
Yes.
all the crew over there at Gray Box for working so hard, because I've never seen a team work harder than those folks over there. And now you get to bring me Benedict Cork, so thank you.
And Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the one night only Benedict Cork performance on May 15th.
I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up gay culture. Grindr White House Correspondents' Dinner pre-party becomes DC's most coveted invite amid rising LGBTQ plus political tensions. The White House Correspondents' Dinner has long anchored Washington's spring calendar, drawing journalists, lawmakers, celebrities, and power brokers for a week of networking and celebration of the press. But this year, the most sought-after invitation may not be to that dinner itself. It's to the party the night before. The invitation sent by Joe Hack, Grindr's head of global government affairs, has become a form of social currency across DC's media, political, and advocacy circles. The event is scheduled for April 24th at a $9 million mansion in DC's swanky Georgetown. Attendees vying for entry include Capitol Hill staffers, advocacy professionals, and journalists navigating DC's elite social circuit. The event comes at a notable moment as LGBTQ rights remain under constant attack from the Trump administration, particularly around transgender healthcare, sports participation, and public accommodations. Since returning to office in January 2025, the Trump administration has pursued one of the most sweeping anti-LGBTQ plus agendas in modern history. So now the real power in DC is a Grindr invite. Baby!
Love it.
Policy by day, hookup by night. If the government won't protect us, at least we're networking in better lighting now.
They're literally the power gaze. It's the power gaze. And I'll tell you, I've known many people who have attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I mean, this has been a thing for decades, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much gone to shite ever since Obama left office, right?
Didn't they have an awful comedian or something a few years ago?
People always complain because, they were so edgy or whatever. No, the comedian was fine. It's the guests of honor who are not particularly great. Of course, I'm talking about Donald Trump, who, threw the big orange temper and didn't come. And this year he's going to come, so who the fuck wants to go to that?
Right. By all means, do not attend.
But, it's just not been the same. So this is going to invigorate that crowd. And my only question is, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, and how many gallons of lube has been ordered?
It makes perfect sense. I mean, every time there's a Republican convention in town, doesn't Grindr crash?
Yeah.
That's what you hear.
Yes.
I hope somebody's keeping screenshots during of the Grindr app during the party and then publish them later.
Receipts, darling, receipts.
I want to
Receipts,
see
baby,
the
receipts.
receipts.
Well, I'm curious to know exactly who would want to be known to be there. I think there would be certain people that would want to be included. Myself, I would love to have an invitation to that.
Lindsey
But
Graham?
some people that you know,
No,
Lady G might make a performance there.
Yeah.
You never know.
Like a Lindsey Graham pinata. Like a Lindsey Graham pinata.
Lindsey Graham, maybe?
A Lindsey Graham pinata, also known as Lindsey Graham.
Right.
How would you know the difference? I mean, like, I don't know.
Well, I can beat up the pinata for real.
Yeah.
I'm Edward Otto Zielke, and let's queer up the world view. New policy allows thousands of LGBTQ plus Australians to donate blood. Previously, many gay and bisexual men and transgender people were barred from donating if they had been sexually active in the past 3 months, even within monogamous relationships. The policy dated back to restrictions introduced during the HIV crisis of the 1980s. Under the updated guidelines from Australian Red Cross Lifeblood, all donors are now asked the same questions about sexual activity, regardless of gender identity or sexual orientation. The change allows queer men and transgender individuals in long-term monogamous relationships to donate blood, provided they meet the standard requirements such as age and iron levels. Lifeblood CEO Stephen Corneliuson said, quote, "This is something we've been researching and working on for some time together with governments, LGBTQIA+ advocacy groups, and the broader community. We're excited to be welcoming many more new donors into our centers to donate blood and platelets from today," end quote. The update could bring up to 20,000 new donors. Plasma donation rules were eased last year, resulting in 10,000 donations from about 3,000 new donors. This is the kind of inclusion I think that our community has been, you know, waiting on and stuff. And I'm just hoping, you know, from an artistic perspective that, you know, we get some good stories out of this. You know, I really feel like this is a good moment for us and scientifically, and we're starting to see breakthroughs of people, you know, actually believing in the science, you know. Yeah. So it's such a wonderful, amazing policy.
Yeah. I mean, it took you 40 years,
Yeah,
but welcome to common sense.
Right.
It turns out being gay doesn't ruin your blood, just your patience. All right? Progress looks good on you. Thank you for doing this. It's about time. And
Right.
think about it. The need is there, Edward, right? These folks are constantly begging us for their blood. And you're going to say that my gay boy's blood is no better than mine? You know what I mean? Because I'm a lesbian? We're both gay. And it's still the same blood.
Yeah.
No,
But they're still down under. This is down under in Australia.
Right, but you will think.
But they're ahead. They're so ahead of us in so many things.
Yeah, we're not up to speed here yet.
This is not, I mean, we're not talking about, you know, a country deep in Africa that is probably, you know, doesn't have the means, or we're talking about Australia, one of the most, you know, advanced societies, and, you know.
Where a bottle of water is $10 wherever you go.
You know, and if you don't know, you know, we truly screen those blood. Doesn't matter where they come from, who is donating. They're fully screened for anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're gay, you're straight, you're
Right.
black, white. It doesn't matter. It just nobody's gonna give you this with, you know, tainted. So this has been proven a long time ago. And if you know better, right now, HIV is more transmitted amongst heterosexual people than among gay people.
Yeah.
So let's get on with the progress. Thank you, Australia, and let's continue, you know, to spread that around the world. We are not propagating this.
Yeah.
You would know this probably better than most of us at the table.
Right, of course. I mean,
it's medical information.
This is something that has been already ruled out. This blood is truly screened for anything. Amazing. So, you know, it's time. Come on.
It's been time.
Well, it's the koalas that have been holding this up. They have a very strong lobby, and they have been objecting to this for decades. So, fuck you, koalas. We're queer. We're here. And you can take your chlamydia ass and get used to it.
Oh, I love koalas. They're so cute.
I love koalas, but not koalas with chlamydia.
That's all of them.
I'm Stine, and let's queer up trans rights. Federal judge blocks RFK Jr. policy targeting gender-affirming care for minors. In a ruling issued Saturday, a U.S. district vacated the so-called Kennedy Declaration issued by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The court found the policy exceeded federal authority, violated rulemaking requirements, and conflicted with existing law. The court held that federal officials lack the authority to unilaterally establish standards of care and cannot penalize providers offering treatment aligned with accepted medical guidelines. The ruling blocks enforcement in plaintiff states and orders agencies to notify officials within 7 days. The lawsuit was led by Oregon and impacted many other states throughout the U.S. In a sharply worded opinion, the judge wrote, quote, "Unserious leaders are unsafe. This case highlights a leader's unserious regard for the rule of law and causes very real harm to very real people," end quote. The case stems from a December 2025 directive declaring gender-affirming care for minors neither safe nor effective, threatening providers with loss of federal funding. The Trump administration is expected to appeal the ruling. Well, one, how shocking that the Trump administration is going to appeal. I mean,
yeah.
like, it's just a way of life. It's a lifestyle. And like, what a shock also. Science and medicine know what they're talking about. I mean, and that these things, it's just all such, it's political riffraff, and it just drives. This is a good ruling, thank God, but it's all the game playing and targeting people who in our community, and especially the people of the trans community.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I really hate about this? Well, many things about this administration.
Koalas, I know.
Right? Is that judges, and we all agree that this is a positive ruling. This is good for our community. But I hate that judges are being asked to be the arbiter of science. Right. What's good, what's healthy. Like, it was so, until even the first Trump administration, it was fine. Until RFK Jr., who is a quack and is being called out by Congress anytime he sits down at a hearing, that it was just accepted that we appointed people who were competent to lead the CDC and the National Institutes of Health. It was just a given. Now, of course, the point with this administration is incompetence. It is to undermine trust, because when we denigrate RFK Jr., which we should, we're also undermining the agency he leads. We're undermining the CDC and the departments of health. This is literally a no-win situation for not just our community, but for the entire health community.
Yeah, but at least there's an adult in the room with a gavel.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, at least, saying, hey, this doesn't make any sense.
No,
you know what I mean?
And putting, our money, the government's money, to actually fight this, because this is going to continue this fight. The good judges, our tax dollars,
We're right. When we first started, our money.
The government is using our money to just fight this hopeless causes. We're debating, we're going back in the dark ages. I can't believe that we're distrusting the medical establishment, the people that study to know, vaccines are good for you. Like, autism is not caused by what you say it does. They are telling you this, and now we are just like, we're at fight with our government. It seems like the American people are daily fighting with our government. It's impossible that we have to go back and put this idiot who actually his brain probably is fried from all the drug he did.
Didn't he say that worms were eating his head or something? He had worms in the brain or some kind of crazy shit like that.
He also
you know what I mean?
He did drugs.
A possum's penis.
And he did drugs for years too.
Raccoon. Was it raccoon?
Yeah,
possum?
it was a raccoon, yeah. Don't diminish our possum population.
That possum did nothing to you, Zio.
Back to the point, this is at least a really good ruling.
Yeah.
And we are really, in these days, in these times, we are just hungry for good news and good rulings.
Yes, so we all take this victory.
That's right.
Hey everyone, I'm John Hayden, and let's queer up sports. Athletic conference Big West denounces on-air remark targeting gay athlete. The controversy stems from remarks made by longtime volunteer TV announcer Charlie Brand during a nationally ranked men's volleyball match between UC Irvine and Cal State Northridge. Irvine's Brand reacted to Northridge's Jordan Lucas celebrating a play with a brief, flamboyant gesture, essentially calling for violence against the player. Here's the audio clip.
22-21.
I'm amazed Jordan Lucas hasn't been popped by somebody. The antics he's making under the net, that's very distasteful.
Distasteful? Well, you're disgraceful. Well, following criticism, the Big West Conference issued a statement saying, quote, "We stand with CSUN men's volleyball student athlete Jordan Lucas and all student athletes in their rights to compete, celebrate, and express themselves in a way that is authentic to them, providing they are not engaging in unsporting behavior. UC Irvine has fired Brand.
Fierce.
The incident has drawn widespread reaction on social media, with some noting that similar celebrations by straight athletes often go unchallenged. It has sparked a broader conversation about inclusion and self-expression in college sports and sports in general. So check this out. What was so offending? Hawaii Sports Radio did a Jordan Super Mix showing what this cis snowflake had a problem with. I have 2 words. You go. Now, Jordan's doubling down. He went on NPR saying it's usually maybe a pop out with his butt or a hair flip. God bless him for having hair. And, just let them know you got trounced. And TMZ Sports caught up with him, and he did a really fun interview. He talked about this incident. He talked about heated rivalry, because all gays obviously have an opinion on that. So I would suggest that people track that down. This is a really good kid. He's just trying to be himself and excel at his sport. And from what I've read online, he is doing both.
He's doing just that, and that commentator, dude, if you're offended by a little flare on the court, if confidence scares you, just say that. You know what I mean? Like, let the boys celebrate.
Well, it's fag bashing.
It really is, 100%.
And let's cancel this SOB. I mean, this guy is a disgrace, Brand, whoever the commentator
He put a target on that boy's back.
Right.
How about if somebody would have said, okay, sir, and would have done something to her?
Yeah,
exactly. The comment in the story, though, that the straights are always doing, expressing themselves like straight people do, chest bumping and all those other things.
Listen, when a straight guy goes, down there, they do that everywhere. And it's the most distasteful, gross thing that a woman could see, yet they do it.
Flip and a neck turn is everything, girl. I mean, it's like,
and he did it like with so much pizzazz, right? Like you almost were like, oh,
that's why he looked like Raja. He looks like Raja.
RuPaul Drag Race. Come on,
there it is.
I'm Dino Mosquera, and let's queer up politics. Caitlyn Jenner says her passport lists male despite supporting Trump. Speaking on Tommy Lahren's Fox Nation podcast, Jenner described the change as a big problem that is affecting her ability to travel. She revealed she wrote to Trump while staying at Mar-a-Lago, but did not receive a response. Jenner said that she has his phone number but chose not to call, and she does not blame Trump. The policy stems from a 2025 executive order signed by Trump directing federal agencies to recognize only 2 sexes, male and female, based on sex assigned at birth. Under guidance from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, passports now reflect their standard, and non-binary X markers are no longer issued. The U.S. Supreme Court also upheld the administration's authority to enforce the policy in November. During the interview, Jenner also reflected on her past and political positions. She acknowledged calling herself a hypocrite for accepting glamorous Woman of the Year award in 2015, while later opposing some trans rights. Jenner also suggested Republicans may be going too far to the right on transgender bathrooms, stating such policies are not right and not safe. Her comments highlight ongoing divisions within the conservative circles over transgender rights. You totally deserve it, Caitlyn Jenner. You are a hypocrite, the worst out there, and now you are feeling sorry because it's affecting you. Mm-hmm. Shame on you.
Shame.
Yeah, John?
Yeah, well, I think we got the last line of this story wrong. Her comments highlight ongoing divisions within conservative circles. No, there's no division. There's Caitlyn Jenner, and then there's everybody else, because she is the transgender lobby in GOP circles. So
they all hate you.
And they all hate you. So I would say, too bad, so sad, and remind you that karma is a bitch, but not as big a bitch as you.
Well, and at the end of the day, that's the thing, that she's still a rich white bitch, at the end of the day. And like, we are a very welcoming community, but how many times do you bash us, and how many times do you, vote against us for us to have to say the doors are closed, mama?
But that's the problem with Caitlyn, is that she's in it for herself. She's not in it for the community. She's not in it for the transgender community, for whatsoever. She's only in it for herself. And that's why she's upset. You know, if it was another issue that was affecting transgender, I don't think she would be as vocal. But because she can't leave the country, it's inconveniencing her.
Do you think that Trump will pardon her and change her passport, and then you'll never hear about it again? I do. I actually
really
think
think
it
so?
will. I do.
I mean, no. Her track record for how she supports the rest of the community is, if it only were as good as Bruce Jenner's track and field record.
Damn.
Ba-dum-bum.
I mean, listen, cry me a river, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, you still got more means than I will ever have, right? To try to make things happen, you know?
Yeah.
So you're not going to get like any sympathy from us.
Nobody.
Bye.
Bye, bitch.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up lesbian and queer women. Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird announced their split after nearly 10 years together. Soccer icon Megan Rapinoe and basketball legend Sue Bird have announced their separation after nearly a decade together. The couple shared the news in a joint Instagram post stating, quote, "This hasn't been an easy decision, but it's one we've made together with so much love, respect, and care for each other," end quote. The pair thanked their queer community too and confirmed they will no longer continue their podcast, A Touch More, despite the split. Both remain executive producers on an upcoming Amazon MGM Studios series, Playing the Field. It is based on the sapphic romance novel Cute by Merrill Wilsner. You know, you got to be careful. Queer News Tonight has to be careful, okay? Because we just did a story on Megan last week where we were like supporting her and that look at this power couple and one plays basketball and the other one plays soccer and, you know, like this iconness that they're going to be and blah, blah, blah. And a week later, now they're broken up, you know? And again, you can just tell by the verbiage in the story, right? They are no longer even doing the podcast together. That means they fighting. That means they don't even want to see each other in person for nothing. That is not even a Zoom to figure out who gets the cat. You know what I mean? Like,
their lawyers are handling all the other business. But you know, it's got to be hard.
They just got married.
I know, but it's got to be hard to be in the spotlight and all that. Anyway.
Yes, the money must be so hard.
Well, I think that's part of it. When you're bonded over, they play different sports, but when you're bonded over competition and your works are separate but sort of the same, you've got a lot going on. But when you both retire, you lose a lot of stuff to talk about.
But you got your cats.
Right. No, I unfortunately, I mean, because they are such a powerful couple and they are aware, right? But they are so, because the female sports right now, women's sports is going through a transformation right now, and they're part of that. I hope that by splitting, that doesn't get diluted, and I hope they continue, you know, to support sports, women's sports, and, you know, and continue partnering because, you know, at the end, it may, you know, hurt rather than help.
Women's visibility is so important, and it's lacking, and it's lacking everywhere. And Megan Rapinoe made herself a brand. She made herself that you wanted to go see that Olympic team kick ass, how they did, you know? Like, she got me into soccer, and I'm Colombian, right? You know, it just wasn't my thing, you know? But you don't break up on Women's Visibility Week. Lesbian Visibility Week. You don't do that. You could have waited a couple weeks for us, for the brand.
But, you know, they're showing you how to, like, you know, end a relationship gracefully. You know what I mean? You know, you could really just have gone full force. You know, anybody can, you know, and I know that from experience. You can really do a lot of damage. But if you know, as a power LGBTQ former couple, you know, they're showing the world how they can split and maybe hopefully live amicably that way. So that's what I hope.
We'll see.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up the world view. Dr. Jill Biden bids $35,000 for heated rivalry role at LGBTQ plus charity auction. The live auction took place at the NYC LGBT Community Center's annual center dinner, offering a season 2 cameo and dinner with the cast. She bid $35,000 for the role, but was outbid, with the package selling twice for $125,000 each. Reacting on Twitter, Dr. Biden wrote, quote, "Guess I won't be heading to the cottage after all, but it was worth a shot. What a wonderful evening supporting LGBT Center NYC," end quote. Apart from the auction, the evening honored creator Jacob Tierney and producer Brendan Brady with the Cultural Impact Award presented by author Rachel Reed. Heated Rivalry Season 2 will premiere on HBO Max in April 2027. wow. An auction bid like that, I would have definitely been bidding for that. I'm going to have to talk to our Chic and Unique Ball Committee. Maybe we can get ourselves a little heated rivalry packet.
Well, I'm interviewing Jacob Tierney in a couple of weeks.
Oh.
Maybe I could be like, hey, Gay Men's Course of South Florida.
Let's broker that.
Does that mean you finally watched the show?
Yes.
I just miss having a classy first lady.
Yeah,
I
me too.
love
That part. That part. Can you
Right.
imagine, like, God, the first lady going to an LGBTQ plus event and supporting us and bidding on a raffle.
For a show that's like a cult.
Instead, Melania, who makes this awful movie that nobody wants to see but is forced to see, and
making statements about Epstein and stuff like that. Yes, you're absolutely right.
You're absolutely right.
Joe Biden is a class act, always has been, always will be. Yeah. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's square up entertainment. Adult film actor Roderick leaves hospital after critical injuries from stabbing. American adult actor Ty Roderick was discharged from the hospital in the early hours of April 20th after spending 4 days receiving critical medical care following a violent stabbing. According to a GoFundMe page set up by his mother, Roderick was stabbed from behind multiple times and was receiving critical medical care. His injuries were severe, including a collapsed lung. The family is facing mounting medical bills, missed work, and ongoing treatment costs. As of today, more than $8,000 has been raised through the fundraiser, with over $3,000 still needed. No suspect or details about the attack have been released. Meanwhile, fans are sending a wave of support to the porn star.
Well, like you said, Dale, there is a lot we still don't know about this. We don't know where this happened, what agency is investigating the crime. There's just a lot. I did reach out to Roderick this afternoon, and he did respond. We had a little bit of a brief chat while he was on the way to a doctor's appointment for a follow-up visit. He said he doesn't want to talk about who did it, why, or where it happened, but he said he wants to keep this as private as possible. I'm just trying to heal and move on with my life. I don't want to give out names or make a big spectacle of this. I wouldn't be opposed to talking about it later. So hopefully he will recover, and we will be able to learn more about this story as it develops.
Well, thank you,
This
John.
alludes to him knowing who it might be. So,
So it could be someone he knows.
so maybe it's someone he knows or not, or maybe he can't say that right now. But John, you will follow up on the story.
Absolutely.
I would
And
think so, right?
I look forward to seeing that interview or hearing it.
Hey everyone, LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up the USA view. Philz Coffee restores pride flags after backlash, and CEO apologizes for mistake, you think? The company confirmed the policy change in a statement saying, quote, every pride flag that is up stays up, and any pride flag that was previously removed can be put back up, end quote. The CEO also issued a public apology. The controversy began earlier this month when the company announced plans to remove pride flags, somehow in the name of equality. The baristas of the cafe started a petition opposing the move, which gained more than 14,000 supporters, plus a protest was held in San Francisco's iconic Castro district. As pressure mounted both online and at the stores, the company reversed course. Don't alienate your bread and butter. You know who can spend $8 on a
latte?
6-ounce cup of coffee? No. Lattes go much higher than $8. You know who can spend that much money? The gays.
The gays. Now, I mean, come on. None of this feels genuine to me, all right?
Yeah.
You're called Philz Coffee, and you're in the Castro. Folks at home, if you don't know about the Castro, it's the gayest place, all right? I lived in Twin Peaks right over it, the gayest place on planet Earth, okay? And you're not going to look at the people that you're serving. You know what I mean? Like, it's just basically like if you cheated on someone and got caught. That's basically what's going on. Let me put them back, baby. Let me put them back. Oh, you never saw this, baby. No, that's not what I meant, baby.
It's the dumbest decision. I mean, even from the business point of view, it's stupid.
You see the mindset of the CEO, right away, because, this had to have been planned out. This doesn't, this isn't a decision you make overnight. Right. Obviously, he thought about this and just removed it. And after, opinions from the public, everything is now back and restored, and now we're all supposed to forget it.
From his employees, even a petition from the employees.
Yeah, and then you're supposed to just forget it and then go get your coffee there in the morning.
Right. Yeah, in the Castro. Stupid. LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up gay culture. Hotspots magazine. where style meets survival in South Florida design. Our Hotspot Happening Out LGBTQ lifestyle magazine Hotspot is back with a feature on how South Florida homes are redefining style through resilience. From airflow focus layouts to storm-ready materials, today homes are built to handle heat, humidity, and hurricanes without sacrificing beauty. With natural textures and breezy, open spaces, this evolving aesthetic proves that function and style can coexist seamlessly. This feature, story, and many more are included in your free copy of the upcoming issue of Hotspots magazine on stand Thursday, April 23rd. So this is a great addition for all those butch gays and lesbians out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Particularly, yes.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend used to dress like the cover guy.
Oh, really? Did she have facial hair like that?
No, she didn't.
Oh,
no,
shame.
but she had a fade just like that. Yeah. But listen, that guy on the cover looks exactly like he could help you with some IKEA shit. You know what I mean?
He can help me, all
do
right.
it well.
He could put something together for Dino.
He could help me, all right, yeah.
I would like to check out his Swedish meatballs.
Yay. Thank you so much to Hotspots Magazine for just always keeping it new and fun. You know what I mean? Like if it's not a dog issue about our pets, right? If it's not, a Halloween issue about future costumes to wear, it's something like this: how to upgrade your home, how to make it better, home design, like, everything that really captivates and encompasses our world.
Change of the times.
These are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight, and our anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ family.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Don't forget to join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. Love you, Lana Bear.
This is the only place in the world that tells this type of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
Love you too, Lana Bear. I'm your anchor, FayWhat, and I thank you for joining us on behalf of my fellow LGBTQ anchors here at Queer News Tonight, including Edward, Otto Zielke, Dale, Stine, Dino Mosquera, and the incredible John Hayden. F you too. We'll see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you a good night.
Night.